Hi, I'm Damien Voss, and yes, I'm a dragon. But before we dive into my story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me on this journey. I was born long before men learned to name their gods. Back then, the mountains still bled fire, and the sky was a battlefield for beasts older than time. I was Draken, the last of the great earthbound dragons. My wings could eclipse the sun. My breath could melt stone into rivers of glass. For a million years I slept beneath the roots of the world, dreaming of storms and silence. When I woke, the world had changed. The forests were gone, carved into cities of steel and glass. The sky was shredded by metal birds that roared without wings. And the ground trembled not with dragons, but with the footsteps of tiny, loud creatures, humans. They built their world high and fast, but their hearts were still the same, greedy, fearful, hungry for power. I learned quickly that to survive, I needed a mask. I wove old magic around my bones, shrank my scales, and took the shape of a man. I called myself Damien Voss, a name sharp enough to cut, smooth enough to pass in their world. My jaw became angular like theirs, my eyes dimmed just enough to hide the glow of molten coals beneath. But I never truly became human. I carried my strength, my speed, and yes, my fire. Humans talk about power like it's a prize you can steal, or buy, or vote for. They don't understand. I am power, the kind that doesn't fade with age or bullets, the kind that remembers the first dawn. I got bored quickly. Money came easy. In a few short decades, I built an empire, the Voss Syndicate. It wasn't just crime, it was control. From shadowed alleys to boardrooms, from illegal trades to tech conglomerates, my reach curled around the throats of men who thought themselves kings. They feared me, though none knew why. If they asked where I came from, I only laughed. Why settle for money, I'd say, when you can own the world that prints it? For centuries I thought nothing could surprise me. Then I saw her. It was a rainy afternoon, the kind that makes city streets shine like rivers. She was standing there with her friends, head tilted back, laughing as the rain hit her face. Alara Thorne. Long, dark hair that clung to her cheeks, eyes the green of new spring. I had seen 1,000 faces before hers. But that laugh, it cut through the armor of a dragon, and touched something I'd forgotten I had. A heart. I watched her at first. Not the way predators watch prey, the way a storm watches a flame, afraid to blow it out. She wanted more than the small world she was born into. I saw it in the way she sketched things no one else could imagine. I found a way into her life, quietly, pretending to be a wealthy patron funding her dream of art school. We spent nights together in her studio, her sketching, me telling her old stories about dragons and wars that were really my memories wrapped as myths. She once traced the scars on my hands and asked where they came from. From old battles, I said. She laughed and teased. You sound like you've lived 100 lives. If only she knew. But love rarely comes without shadows. There was Luca Moretti, the son of another powerful family. He loved Alara in his own twisted way, possessive, hot-blooded, certain that she was his to claim. When he saw me by her side, jealousy turned to fury. He thought I was just another rich man moving in on his territory. He didn't know he was threatening a dragon. The storm broke at the Eclipse Gala, a night of glitter and sharp smiles. Luca cornered Alara, whispering threats. I felt the dragon inside me stir, scales pressing against the thin disguise of skin. But then the Moretti patriarch stepped out of the shadows, carrying something ancient, chains forged to bind my kind. They'd stolen them generations ago, from Alara's own ancestors. Flames roared from my hands, bright as dawn. For a heartbeat, the illusion of Damien Voss fell away, and Dracon bared his teeth. My voice shook the hall. You think you can chain me? I spread my wings, shadows and sparks, shielding Alara from the storm of bullets and magic. And that's when the truth came out. Alara was no ordinary girl. Her bloodline descended from the dragon riders of old. She had known who I was before I ever spoke my name. Her drawings, those strange visions, had been of me, of the day I'd rise again. In the chaos, Luca's bravado crumbled. He confessed that beneath the violence and rage, he truly loved her. I saw in him the boy he might have been, not the monster the world had made. After that night, everything changed. The old crime families fell apart. Luca chose a different path, leaving the city to help those he once ignored. Ilara and I, we built something new. With her by my side, I turned my power toward rebuilding. Schools, hospitals, hope. Not a perfect world, but a better one. Years passed. We had children, half human, half dragon, bright as stars. When I watch them play, sometimes I see a flicker of flame in their eyes, a spark they've yet to understand. I've walked this earth for 10,000 years. I've seen empires rise and burn to ash, but nothing, not gold, not power, ever felt as heavy or as precious as the moment Ilara's hand first found mine. 10,000 years alone, I often whisper to her, watching the world we've shaped together. All it took was one girl to teach a dragon how to live. She always smiles, that same spark in her eyes. Some hearts, she says, just need a little fire to wake up. The end of my story.